Hey, how's it going?
Doing good, man.
Hey, what's your name for all of them?
Hi, I'm Daniel with Wildlife X Team San Antonio.
San Antonio, okay. What's one of the most interesting calls you've ever gotten from someone before?
One of the most interesting?
Yeah, one of the calls that made you scratch your head. So the last guy, he had a crocodile in Oklahoma City.
Oh, I haven't came across any crocodiles yet.
Not yet.
I came across 7 rat snakes in an attic, and one of them was right inside the AC unit when you walked in. So that was one of the more interesting ones, because there's nothing like crawling around an attic not knowing where your targeted animal is at.
Yeah. What's one of the most dangerous calls you've ever had, or scary?
Oh, anytime we have to do anything with a rattlesnake. I mean, with any poisonous snakes, they're incredibly dangerous. You got to be really careful and staying calm. Really calm. Like practicing some of the things that you and I were talking about today.
Yeah.
Some breathing exercises. Keep calm, keep the animal calm, those kind of things.
So you got to do a lot of meditation when you're on the job, or like to relax and...
I do a lot of meditation.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Some people do their own method. I use a lot of breathing to keep me calm. Yeah.
If I was dealing with rattlesnakes and crocodiles, I don't think meditation would work for me. I think I would go back to cross country in high school and just start running for my life.
Start running. Well, hey, that's not a bad idea. All right. Anytime someone asks me, what do I do? I'm like, well, you need to leave it alone until somebody who's professional gets there.
All right. Can you tell them some other interesting stories? I'm sure everyone's wondering surely you've had some interesting jobs.
Well, yeah, there was a house I was working at, about 1,600 acres. It was getting dark late at night, and these people didn't have a lot of visitors that came out to their property. So it's 5:45, 6 o'clock at night, the sun's going down in the background, and I'm up on top of this metal roof, and I'm trying to reach really high to get this screen on the louver vent, and all of a sudden I hear a pow, 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 and it's right next to me, and I'm sitting there just like, what in the world? So I climb down off the ladder,
Yeah.
and I'm looking around, I'm like, and I come around the corner, and the customer's sitting there with his rifle, and he's putting it up, and I'm like, excuse me, sir, did you just shoot something? He's like, oh yeah, I got me a hog. Like,
He got you a what?
oh yeah, I got me a hog.
A hog.
Yeah, a hog, like a wild pig, a big wild
No
pig.
way.
Yeah, so I was like, well, you think maybe next time before you fire this high-powered rifle, you let somebody know about it. Oh yeah, I forgot you was up there, man. Yeah, I was up there, goddamn. Shit. A heart attack.
So the animals aren't even the most dangerous thing. It's just clients deciding.
Oh, usually it's people. Yeah.
Usually it's people. They're deciding, okay, let's go shoot some things right now.
Or they want to talk to you while you're hanging upside down trying to get a picture. They're like, oh, what is that? Well, ma'am, let me tell you. It's crack. Same as you thought it was. Let me go back to work now. So usually it's the people that tend to be the
see.
problem.
Has anyone ever tried to interfere in like a really bad way with the job before? Kind of like you were saying with the gun or whatever.
Well, I mean, a lot of times, yeah, the people do all the time. They'll ask you, how do we fix this? And then you tell them how we're going to fix it, and they go, well, what if we do it this way? You can do that. It won't work, but you can do it. I mean, you do whatever you want to. It's your house.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it happens a lot. They tend to want to put their spin on things, and we offer the advice, and if they don't want to take it, then they do what they want to do. It's their house.
Yeah, their house, their rules.
That's right.
Might not be the smartest rules, but...
No, it might not be the smartest rules, but it's not really my job to tell anybody what to do with their house.
Right.
I'll give you some advice. If you don't like it, that's okay.
Yeah. What's some of the generic advice you could give everyone here? So, for all wildlife-related problems, what advice would you give? So, to these people watching right now, like let's say they have a home, how can you protect your home? Just like some generic advice, or what should you do?
Well, you want to take a look around your house. So take a walk around your house, see if you can find any kind of gaps that may be more than about an inch to 3 to 4 inches. Anywhere where you can find that. Any place where you can see a wire going through into the house. A lot of times you're going to have a screen there. Anytime you have a roof vent, so you might have one of the little square ones, you might have a mushroom cap. A lot of times animals are going to find their way into the house through those because they have a covered place to attack the screen. Same
Yeah.
with louver vents. So when you have a louver vent, okay, they have a screen from the inside, typically on the regular, right?
Yeah.
Well, the animal can crawl and it can sit underneath these slats like this, right?
Right.
TV camera people this way, the slats like this. They can sit there and they can chew and chew and chew, and no predator is going to come and get them.
Yeah.
Like when we screen a louver vent, we're going to screen it from the outside. The main reason that is that they won't sit in the wide open
Yeah.
trying to chew through the metal because a predator, a hawk, an owl, something is going to come and attack it. So that's the best way to start. Keep food, all animal food, feed them, pick it up, put it away. Water, pick it up, put it away. I mean, these are the things that are going to attract animals. If you have fruit trees, there's not going to be a lot you can do about it. You're going to end up having animals because the animals are just looking for food. They're not out to, they're going to tear up your house. They're not out to hurt it.
Yeah.
They're just looking to survive, the same as all of us.
Okay. Yeah, that's one of the things that which a lot of people have been learning about is like the holes inside, very, very small holes on the outside of the home and the roof or whatever. These animals are really clever and they can find ways in.
Oh, without a doubt. So, I'm from San Antonio and Austin. That's my area, and we have a really big issue with bats, right? So bats can fit into anywhere that's 3/4 of an eighth of an inch. I mean, we're talking a very small area. So most of the time they're like, oh, you'll get a call from a client. They're like, oh, they're just going in through one hole. I know exactly where it's at. Well, sure, that may be possible, and that may be right, but most likely that's not. Most likely there are more than one entry or exit place. Animals, like the rest of us, don't want to be limited to one option. Right?
Yeah.
They want to have an entry place, they want to have an exit place, they want to come in this part of the house and go to the other side to sleep because what are they trying to find? Just like the rest of us, security.
Yeah.
They want to go to sleep and not be worried. Same as the reason that we go to work every day, all day, work hard, so that when we go home and our bills are paid and our light bills on and the kids have food, so we can go to sleep and feel safe and secure. It's the same thing with them.
So do you find a lot of animals in the attic, in between walls, stuff like that? Where inside of the home, where are you finding the animals? Because I don't think they're out in like where the people are, but usually when we get calls, they're like in between the walls or in the attic or in like a really weird place, and people are like, "What the heck? Like I didn't even know that could get in there."
Right, yeah, they obviously fit in these places that are incredibly small. So they typically you're going to find them in the attic, in between the floors of your house. If you have a 2-story house, a lot of times they like to live in the between the first floor and the second floor.
Okay.
Right, because a space that's this big to us is like, oh, that's tiny, but to a rat, that's a humongous place.
So in between a home, when you have a 2-story home, before that second layer, there's like something this big.
Right.
And this is something most people don't know about, is that in between the walls, it's not solid cement.
Got this kind of about this much space. You got to always think back about when you look at a house when it's framed. You could go anywhere you want to. Well, theoretically, if you were this small, you could go anywhere you wanted to once you were inside that house.
Yeah.
But it's the same frame. We just covered it up and made it look pretty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you still have that same space everywhere. So these animals, that's a perfect place for them to create a nest or a roost.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what's really good.
Do you think there's a lot more wildlife animals in people's homes than people even realize? Like, is it possible that in their home right now there could be a wildlife animal, or in yours, or in anybody's, but they don't even realize it because they're just silent and sneaky, or are they usually detected?
No, it's it's absolutely possible and in a high probability at that.
Really? High probability?
High probability.
Really?
Right? They come out, especially when you're dealing with like rats, they want to not be detected.
Right.
I mean, they never want to be seen. So they're nocturnal. They come out late at night. They go back up before you wake up.
Okay.
Look, when the builders build houses in general, they're not doing a bad job. They just don't think about the fact that the space they live this big in the eave of the house, which is where your roof and the soffit of your home come together. Mm-hmm. They just don't think about that. They leave it open because no water's going to get in it because it's covered. But they don't think about the fact that a month down the road, when an animal comes scurrying across the roof, which it's going to do, and it finds, hey, here's a spot where I can just chew a little bit and I'm right in there. So it's not a building issue. It's just the way it is. So that's why, like especially even in San Antonio, we're trying right now to start getting to talk to some of these homeowner associations where they're having new developments built and saying, hey, why don't you let us, before these people move into these homes, let us come out and do an inspection. Because fixing these problems at the beginning, right, at the very beginning is a lot. You're talking about saving a lot of money.
Yeah.
And getting it fixed now and never having, well, not never is not a good way, but avoiding these issues with a lot higher probability of success.
Yeah. Does the job get a lot harder and more expensive when there have been babies born or kits or whatever? So if rats come in between the walls or whatever, and then suddenly they have babies, does this get more complicated and expensive?
Oh, absolutely, yeah, without a doubt, because the more animals you have, the more destruction you have. More animals breed more animals, so you get more feces, you get more urine, you get more fighting, so more noise, more scratching.
What does the feces and urine do to the home?
Well, it can do a number of things. First of all, it's going to bring an odor to your house. And a lot of times people get used to it, so they don't even notice it.
They think it's like old home smell or something that.
And then we walk in and we're like, oh, okay, you have raccoons. They're like, well, we haven't even taken you up there yet. I'm like, oh, well, that's raccoons. See, because I smell it all the time, and that's what it is.
Yeah.
I'll go get all the evidence for you. I'm not done, but I'm just telling you that's what it is.
Right.
So they carry diseases. It causes people to have a lot of allergy issues, and they might not they don't put two and two together. It's like, oh, well, I always had allergies. Well, why don't we try cleaning the area where your air conditioner's at, where it sucks in all the air, and see if maybe we remove all this feces and dander and rat hair and possum hair and raccoon hair. Maybe we clean all that out, disinfect it, put some brand new insulation up there, seal this house up. Once you talk to me about a month later, let's see how the allergies are doing.
Really?
Yeah.
That's really interesting, because I was born and raised in Omaha, and I had allergies growing up, but when I moved to Phoenix, we moved to a new home, and my allergies are completely gone. I've had no respiratory problems at all, and so thinking about that, it could be very well possible that there was something going on there.
I would say it's a good possibility. I mean, there's, climate change, the difference, you got a dry climate, there's a force of that as well, but it happens all the time. And we have several people that have been a part of this company for a long time who have success stories from families who have children who are sick for a long time. And then we come in there and we do this process, and a month later, hey, oh my God, my daughter is feeling better and doing better. So it's always worth a shot, that's for sure. I mean, I've had allergies growing up too, and they're terrible. There's nothing like having a sneezing fit and sweating and just coughing all the time.
Yeah, that's awful.
Yeah.
That's really cool though. I didn't even know that you could literally heal people's allergies or asthma or whatever by doing this.
Yeah.
What kind of diseases get spreaded though? So we talked about the odors, the allergies, and then you mentioned diseases can be spread. How do these animals spread diseases if they're just living between the walls in the attic or whatever? They're not having direct contact with humans. What's the problem with that?
Sure. So one of the main problems is that as they poop, or they defecate, or however you want to leave their scat behind, that when it starts to dry, okay, what tends to happen is, as it dries, the poop becomes a little bit easier for it to break off and become airborne, right? So just minor things, wind gets up there, someone gets up there to put some Christmas decorations away, or they need to pull down the Thanksgiving decorations, and they start sliding around this poop that's already gotten harder and moved, and they break it open and it pops up in the air. And now it's floating around in the air, and the AC system turns on, right? And then it gets sucked down in the air conditioning system, and now it's blown into the house. And there you go. And that's a very simple way to go. Or you pop up there, and you're looking around, and same situation. You pull yourself a bin over, and then all of a sudden you get it, and it goes in your eye, and you don't even realize it.
It's like you're breathing poop.
You are breathing poop, yeah.
I don't think I would want to. I'm having really bad visualizations. You're talking about the poop going into the AC system, and we're breathing it in. By the way you're describing it, it sounds like almost as if you took a poop in the toilet and you just bent
Wash
right
your hand
over
and got yourself a drink.
Yeah.
I mean, sure. I mean, that's not something everybody wants to think about, but it is what I have to think about. That's what I do. That's my job.
Right.
They didn't call us there to tell them that rats are there. They know it.
Yeah.
They didn't call us there for me to go, yeah, you got squirrels, see you later. They called us for us to resolve this situation for us.
Yeah.
So the more I know, the more the people that work with me know, the more that the people that are in this room know, the better opportunity, the better chance we have of being successful. And that's what it ultimately is about. I tell the people that work with me all the time, listen, I don't care how long it takes you when you're there. I want you to find out, how do we solve these people's problems?
Yeah.
Because you can't do it in 30 minutes, I promise you. It's not that simple. Their houses are big. They have lots of different areas. They have complicated routines and patterns, and you've got to take the time to find out how, by using us, we can eliminate or lower that chance of anything ever happening again. There is no such thing as 100% of solving something, but you can always do your best. Okay. You know what I mean? You can always do your best. And so I tell these guys all the time, I mean, hey, and including me, every time I'm at somebody's house, you're going to get 40 or 50 pictures. Because I'm going to take a walk around the bottom, then I'm going to get on the roof, then I'm going to get in the attic, then we're going to go walk around the bottom again. And if I haven't solved it by that point, we're going to start looking around again. Because I like to think of myself as a Sherlock Holmes. Like, I am not going to stop until we figure out how we can help this customer, this person. Because this person has called me and they need my help.
Yeah, it sounds a lot like detective work, actually, where you got to figure out.
That's how I think of it.
Yeah, like you got to figure out where they're coming in from, how many animals are in there. Do you ever get calls where it does kind of turn into this like big detective thing?
Without a doubt.
So you get a call for like a snake, for example, and you go up into the attic and you look for a snake, but then you also find all these other animals. Does this happen, or?
Yeah, it happens a lot. A lot of times you get a call for something else, and like for instance, you have a skunk call, which is very simple. It's going to be buried digging, tunneling underneath the ground, and then you get there, and while you're sitting there, you're looking up on the roof, and here's a wire that's got brown markings and oil markings as you can see some kind of an animal, a rat or a mouse has been going in through this way. Or you see an eave shoot up, or you look up at the chimney and the bottom of the chimney has been pulled up, so you're thinking, okay, maybe there's a raccoon there. So that happens all the time. Just because someone called me for a skunk doesn't mean I'm not going to continue the process of looking at people's homes, providing our wildlife inspection report, which is a fantastic process.
What is the wildlife inspection report?
Well, it's to show up to a house and do a thorough examination of the home. So like I said, this is how I do it. I get there, I usually start at the very beginning, and I look at the front of the house, I take a picture of the front of the house. I want that to be my first picture in my file. That way, if something were to happen a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks down the line, and I pull up these pictures, the first picture is the front of that house. So it allows me to boom, okay, all right, that's where it is, Margie's house with the tree in the front, with the tree on the left, with the orange tree, I got it, all right. Okay. And then we want to go around, and everybody has their own process, but my process is go up, say hi, see what's going on, try to ask them, what have they heard? Where are you hearing it at? What time are they coming in? What's the sound like? Is it loud? Is it a scratching number? Is it a thumping number sound? And these are all, it's more evidence to figure out what's going on, what's the issue. So once we have determined that, we spend the time with the teachers, with our customers, and we're going to take a walk around the house, right? We want to look from top to bottom at each spot, top to bottom, each spot, top to bottom, each spot, taking pictures, because we can't remember everything. It's impossible. When you go around a 3,500 square foot house, a 5,000 square foot house, how are you going to remember how many plumbing pipes there were? Or how are you going to remember that there were 17 eaves, exactly 17? Well, take a picture, write it down, so that way when we're done, we don't have to spend another hour walking around going, okay, that's eve number 2, that's eve number 3, and that's eve number 4. Right.
How much does it cost to get a wildlife inspection report?
Oh, we don't charge anything for it.
It's completely free.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So if anybody here is having a potential issue, they should just hit up Wildlife X Team, and it'll be a completely free report.
That is absolutely true. We would love to come out and take a look at your house or your place of business and try to find a way, if you are having an issue, to help you out.
Awesome. And how long does it take to get a job done? So let's say raccoons, snakes, whatever, just very typical average job, wildlife infestation in the home, maybe some minor damage. How long does it take from that first inspection to get the entire job done? customer satisfied, animals removed, and prevention in place so that this doesn't happen again. Can you give me like a timeline, like day 1, day 2, or hour 1, hour 2?
So typically about 3 to 5 days, but it can be done as fast as 1 day for sure.
Okay.
Absolutely, for sure. 1 to 2 days would be like the quick. But 3 to 5, as long as the scheduling is not an issue, then it's no problem to have it all done in 3 to 5 days.
Okay.
Everything for your house to start smelling better, for you to start feeling better, for your attic to be animal free. I mean, 3 to 5 days off a free wildlife inspection. That's a pretty good deal.
Okay. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So if you're watching this right now, call us at 855-WILDLIFE or visit us at wildlifexteam.com. We'll make sure to give you a free inspection report, which is just a free overview of your home to make sure it's free of wildlife. We're going to take pictures, we're going to take whatever, document it, and then they're going to present to you exactly what needs to be done to fix your home if needed, or maybe it'll even all be good.
Absolutely, and sometimes that's the case.
Sometimes you go there and it's...
Absolutely, yeah.
And you don't charge them at all.
Nothing at all.
All right,
Why
awesome.
wouldn't?
All right, thank you so much for being...
Thank you so very much. It's a pleasure, man.
Yeah.
And look forward to next month, all right? Thank you,
Sounds
everybody.
good. Bye.
Dana Stairs, San Antonio.
They're out there looking for a home, and they've found one. Yours. They want that cozy place in your attic or under your foundation. Give them enough time, and you'll be paying big bucks to fix their damage. Wildlife X-Team specializes in removal and prevention of wildlife infestation, responsibly and professionally. Wildlife X-Team has earned the top-rated award from Home Advisors because they're experts at what they do. Just one call, and they're gone. 855-WILDLIFE or wildlifexteam.com.